Okay, so now you've got this weird looking thing. What are we going to do with it? Well, the most important thing to remember when you're cutting these half square triangles apart is always cut through only one layer. I promise you you'll do it wrong at some point. You'll never do it wrong again. As long as you remember, always cut through one layer. So if you do them really long, which I've done, you don't have such a tight circle here, but this, 6 is about the limit as far as, or the minimum, I should say, as far as how many you should do. But you can get your finger in there, and then here's where that line will come in handy if you drew it. You're just going to cut on one layer right down that line. Okay, and then it's back to being opened up. And at this point, again, you just need to remember I'm only cutting through one layer at a time. So if it helps you, since we always had the bulk to the left, we're going to keep the bulk to the left. And I should turn it over here so that it looks like it's to the left for you. And then take your rotary cutter and just slice down the middle there. And then I'm going to open this one up. I've got one layer. Push it over here. Open this one up. See, isn't that fun? It's like a little accordion. I don't play the accordion, so if you do, you're probably thinking it looks nothing like an accordion, but I think you get the drift of what I'm thinking. And then your last one is always going to open up to a square and just cut it down. And you've got all of these different half square triangles that are all going to be different. Now, I'm also going to show you my absolute favorite trimming technique, and it's with the Clearly Perfect trimmers. I love these. I have to say I'm not much of a gadget person. I generally just like to do my own thing and come up with my own stuff. My friend Carrie Carr of New Leaf Studios created these earlier this year, and she basically changed my entire life with them. So what it is it's called the Clearly Perfect Slotted Trimmer, and there's 2 in each package. They go from 2 inches to 6 inches for whole sizes trimming. And then the one that you're probably going to use a little bit more in typical traditional piecing, the half sizes, 1.5 to 6.5. So 11 different sizes to trim in one little package. Okay, and here is where it was a really good idea that you used thread that is contrasting. See how easy that's going to be able to see where we're trimming. Instead of opening these up and pressing them first before trimming, which is traditional, what we're going to do is we're going to trim them before we press, which is great. So I plan to do these at 3.5 inches because I cut my squares to 4. So there's a 3.5 inch line that looks like a dotted line. The dotted line is your stitching. So you line that right up on the dotted line. And isn't that great that I can see my stitching? Look how you don't even have to really be perfect and at the point, because you're going to trim off all 4 sides at once. So take your rotary cutter, boom, and I'm doing this kind of backwards, but that's okay, and boom. And then, I generally don't move it first, but then what you do is, see these slots? You can put your rotary cutter right in there and trim off the dog ears. And boom. Done. Perfect every time. I'll do it a couple more times where I can see it a little bit better. I line it up. I zip. I cut off the dog ears. And look at that. 2 different teals on 2 different grays. I'll show you again. Zip. Cut off dog ears. There's that gray with a different teal. Here's this teal. It's going to be this other one. Cut off my dog ears. And there you go. So they're going to be a little bit different every time, and that just adds to the excitement of your project, I think, because otherwise it can get just a little bit too blendy sometimes. So I hope you enjoyed this whole accordion style half square triangle techniques video series. Thank you very much for watching, and I'd love to see what kinds of things you can create using this technique. Thank you.